Story 1. The Van That Drove Itself. When the spring break road trip began, it was nothing but laughs and music. 4 college friends packed into an old van headed for the mountains. The sun was warm, and the road stretched like a ribbon into freedom. But it was the van, that old dusty relic from a rental lot, that had something else in mind. The van had no GPS, so they relied on paper maps and a vague memory of a shortcut. By the 3rd day, they were somewhere off Highway 22, deep in a forest that didn't show up on any map. Trees loomed overhead. The radio played static. And yet every time they turned around, the van seemed to know the way back, not to the highway but to a gravel road that grew narrower and darker. At night, they heard the engine start by itself. One morning, they found tire tracks leading away and circling the campsite. The steering wheel shook when touched as if alive. And one by one, the group began dreaming of fire, wheels spinning in mud and hands pounding from inside the trunk. On the final night, the van locked its doors. The windows rolled up by themselves. Headlights blazed on. The forest lit up. In the rearview mirror, they saw figures, not human, walking behind them. The engine roared, and the van took off, driving itself into the dark woods with screaming passengers inside. Days later, hikers found the van, empty, crashed in a gully. The forest had taken back the road. The seats were cold. The radio whispered a song no one recognized. No one ever found the 4 friends. Some say the van still drives itself on quiet forest roads, picking up anyone who dares to hitchhike. Story 2. The motel at exit 47. They just needed a place to sleep, that's all. The rain came fast and heavy, and the glowing vacancy sign at exit 47 felt like a blessing. But not every motel has guests who check out, especially when the building hasn't existed on any map for 30 years. Ben and Carla were newlyweds on a road trip across the country. Their GPS rerouted them off the interstate due to an accident. Hungry and tired, they stumbled onto a dim, flickering sign promising warm beds and hot meals. The place looked old, but clean. A woman at the front desk smiled too wide. That night, doors opened by themselves. The couple heard voices in the walls. Their room smelled faintly of mildew and burnt wood. Carla saw someone in the hallway, a man in 1950s clothing who vanished through the wall. Photos in the lobby featured guests who looked eerily like them. The middle of the night, Ben vanished. Carla searched everywhere. The front desk was empty. Outside, the rain had stopped, but the world was pitch black. No stars, no moon, no sound. Carla ran to the road and saw the same vacancy sign still blinking. But now the motel behind it was just a burnt husk. A trucker picked Carla up the next morning, finding her shivering beside the highway. She said nothing, only stared at exit 47 as they drove past. There was no exit, just trees. They say if you're tired enough and lost enough, exit 47 might appear to you too. Story 3. The Bridge. Without an end, 3 friends on a photo trip found the perfect bridge for sunset shots. Wide, empty, and old, it stretched across a misty canyon. But after 20 minutes of driving, there was no other side. Only more bridge, and the sun stuck in the same position. They were travel vloggers, chasing spring views for their YouTube channel. Drone shots, color grading, long scenic drives. The bridge came up unexpectedly. No name, just stone pillars and old lanterns lighting the edges. They entered with excitement. The cameras rolled. The GPS glitched. The footage looped. Every photo looked the same. The car fuel gauge stayed full. The bridge seemed to curve now. Occasionally, they passed the same graffiti. Turn back. One of them swore they saw someone watching from behind the lantern posts. They Stopped the car, got out, walked, nothing changed. Then they ran. Still bridge. One friend jumped off in panic, only to fall back into the same car screaming. Time reset. The sky blinked. The road disappeared beneath them. Months later, hikers in a nearby canyon reported hearing laughter, car doors slamming, and the faint sound of a camera shutter. But there was no bridge, just a cliff. Some roads aren't meant to lead anywhere. They're meant to keep you forever.